Hey guys, guess what? Welcome back. How's it going? What's up? What's been happening? Another card is gone. It's history. It's not here anymore. It is getting beyond the price point of affordability, and we're going to talk about it. That's right, Copy Artifact is coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back, MTG Moxman. If you are new to the channel and you've somehow found me on YouTube land, welcome to the party. Hope you enjoy the show and the content today. Alright, so as you saw from the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure you're all evident what I'm going to talk about today, and that of course is going to be Copy Artifact. Now, Copy Artifact is an old staple we all used when I was playing hardcore. We all had vintage legacy decks, and Copy Artifact was always there to copy over your Chaos Orb or copy over some amazing Mox you wanted to use, or even the Lotus, right? It was crazy stuff back then. Nowadays, of course, Copy Artifact is used, sure, for those decks for fun times, but also for EDH, for your Commander deck. A lot of these Commander staple cards lately have really been picked off, and I have covered quite a few. Like we talked about Wheel of Fortune yesterday, and the fact that, I didn't really see a wheel coming. I did talk about Copy Artifact last week, I believe, along with a couple other cards, and I did warn people about this. Okay, I did warn that this was coming, but what literally happened yesterday, I was busy doing some research for my patrons, because I like to let people know what's going on. And what happened was, as I was typing in some information on a couple of channels to look at some stuff on Copy Artifact, because it was a card me and my friend were talking about. I don't know how to explain this, but it wasn't there anymore. Like I went to click and refresh and it was gone. So I hit refresh again on my computer and it was gone. I thought my computer was messing up. For about 25 seconds, I didn't know what was going on. I go, getting all upset. And then one of the cards on my watch list, Copy Artifacts, like one of the cards I actually watched because it was a particular seller I was following, it disappeared. It said no longer available. I said no longer available. So then I hit the sold listings. I did a click on the sold listings to take a look, and sure enough, they start showing up as all these sold listings. Then I typed in Copy Artifact sold listings, and a whole bunch of stuff in the reserve list that I was following, and some of these cards on the actual page, all Copy Artifacts, were sold. Literally, as I was watching it happen, I was watching a buyout happen, at least on eBay and TCG Player. Like, things were just disappearing. So then, of course, I jumped off, got to my computer. I said, okay, let's just shift over to a new tab. And I loaded up Face-to-Face here in Toronto. I loaded up Dolly's. I loaded up a few other websites, 401 Games. I started checking stuff because it occurred to me I only had two. And I've always wanted to get two more to have a playset just in case. But sure enough, all of them were sold out except for 401. 401 still had reasonable prices, okay? So I told my patrons, I said, hey, patrons, buyout in progress, just so you know. Got to let you guys be aware. And then I went over and purchased the two I wanted, okay? I also bought two heavy played ones just in case, right? But anyway, so then, literally within 15 minutes after that, 401 switched their prices. They jacked them up. Right, I think a heavy played was $60, moderate played were 80, and a light played was 100. I think there, right, or near mint. And then what happened was they switched and they had like 40 copies, by the way, and now they only have 10 copies. So that tells you what happened yesterday. 30 copies disappeared. I don't know how many people caught up on that, but they did have multiple copies in the store. And I just put them all in my cart at one point to see how many they had physically in the store. I would never try to buy them all because that's I don't do that. I buy what I need, maybe one or two extra for future use, and that's it. Okay? So I didn't like do a buyout myself. I don't have the funds to do that, and it wouldn't be fair to my patrons who I try to help out with this kind of stuff. So sure enough, and then all of a sudden they changed it to heavy plate is like $90. Moderate plate was like $100, and the near mint light plate was out of stock. Okay, so they jacked it 30% roughly. And when you see a price jump up like that, you're just like, whoa. And I was watching it all happen on eBay as the sales were starting to show up. So what I have here are some of the sales and then some of what's for sale. Okay, so you can see here. Now, these aren't all in order, just so you know. It's just kind of like how I was clicking the pages. But these are the ones that sold. You can see here, these are like the 20th, right? So 68, 98, 73, boom, 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 right? And after those ones, you go to the next, you're like, oh, okay. Now you see 126. You see a $50 sale, but it has import fees, taxes. It's more like 90 bucks. And then you see one that was BGS or PSA rated. It was like 120 bucks for no, that was international edition. International edition. Then you go over here and see, oh, look at that. A near mint copy for 120 bucks plus import fees and shipping. So it's more like 160. And these are Canadian price. I know the US prices will be a little different, but the US website, eBay especially, did have the same thing happen. Then you see some $79 copy, but again, it has 30 bucks shipping, import fees. And then you see 127, but again, import fees and shipping. It was crazy. And then here, what we're seeing is the 120, the 79, and the 127 again. Okay, when you see those prices jumping up, usually the ones that have the long writing you'll see is always import fees, just so you know. It's crazy. But it gets crazier. If you can believe this. All right, so now, these are the ones, these three, are ones that happened, I think, beginning of January to the late December. And you see there, it's like, oh, it's like 56, not bad. But it's got like 12, 13 bucks shipping, so it's still like 70, 80 bucks. That's kind of what I would expect to play for those moderate ones. That's kind of where things were. But things just kept getting higher and higher. And then the ones we have for sale now, you see on the other side here, right? So here, you're going to see like 2,400 bucks, 1,500 bucks, 1,400 bucks. And these are from Dan Bach, right? And then, okay, now you see graded copies for 4,000, 4,000, 3,000. That's like Mox level stuff, man. That's like me paying for a Mox right now and saying, hey, instead of I want to trade my copy artifact for your Mox Sapphire, come on, man. Come on. Crazy. And I realize it won't be printed again. And we should have realized that these supply of stock would be drying up after all this time. But it's funny how our brains still have that regulator that says, no, this should be a $50 card. It's not 50 anymore. And we talked about yesterday with the Wheel of Fortune card, it's not going to drift back down. It's only going to go up. It may retrace bits here and there before it goes up again. But if you can still get a copy, I think 401 still had 10 copies of heavy played and a couple of moderate played. So if you're looking, they do have some there. At least at the time that this video first came out. Here's some for sale. These are awesome prices. Look at this, 300, 240, 249. Okay? And then I want to end things off here with the slides here. And these are the ones that I consider reasonably priced. You still see 110 import fees, like 160, 170 bucks, 114, 101. And these were all kind of like the light play moderates, right? But they had import fees for all of them. So you're still talking by the time we got to Canada. Maybe in the US you'd be able to get it for cheaper, of course. But it was a ridiculous amount of money. It just showed another card gone. And then I saw a person comment on my channel about the fact that, you know, Lake of the Dead's already gone too. And I did mention that last week. And then I checked out Cyclopean 2. Gone as well. Prices are shooting up. All the cheap collector copies are gone. They're like 30 bucks. They're all gone. Ring of Maroofs are starting to go. Force Field, the cheap ones, the collector edition ones are like 100 bucks. They're all gone. Now you only have a couple at like 400 and something for a Force Field. So the prices just kept going. You're like, this is nuts. Okay, and I understand this is not going to end anytime soon. I get the fact now, and I'm starting to get my head around it, that these reserve list cards are being bought out because the market's the way it is, and people can afford to buy it out now while they still can. I totally understand that that's what's happening. But how do I get ahead of it and warn you guys out there of the next possible card? Well, I'm going to do it very quietly. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have a video up of some cards that are still affordable anywhere from the reserve list I consider decent from that $50 to $100 range. Okay? I'll try to put something together for that because that's, you know, it's the best we can hope for right now. I'll tell you right now, Savati Excavations, it's still a great card, and I think it's still like 20 bucks. Kajorn Outpost is 20, 30 bucks. I would grab those if you can. Grab a copy for yourself if you need one. Don't get it for no reason because that'll force people to start buying it, and then you can have a problem. But if you need a copy for a deck, if you like those particular cards, grab them now while they're affordable. Lake of the Dead at 120. It's not out of range, but still expensive compared to when I was paying like $7 for each Lake of the Dead, right? So it's still nuts to think about. And I will do a small synopsis by saying, guys, It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse at this point. I don't see an end in the tunnel of what is going to happen with these buyouts. I can only try to inform you before they actually happen and try to give you some information when they do happen about possible reasons why. In this case, it's just the financial markets, guys. People are parking money in Magic cards, and bigger channels are probably gobbling some of them up. And I'm talking like one of the other people said maybe Channel Fireball flipping over boxes and stuff of Flesh and Blood, which I really couldn't refute. Like, that could happen, right? And then Flesh and Blood flatlines out. Everyone gets caught holding the bag, and then a whole bunch of people are gonna have reserve list cards. I don't know. It's just a tinfoil hat theory. I have no proof behind that, but it was kind of cool to think about going, you know what? That could happen, right? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Questions, comments, concerns, of course, you can always email me. Patrons, anything you guys want to know, hit me up on the Patreon. I will answer all your questions, of course, first. And anyone who wants questions answered on the channel, put it in the comment section below. Happy to help out, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll see if I can get something put together tomorrow about some cards that could be up-and-comers, okay? Possibly, if I can do it quietly. All right, guys, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. This is MTG Mox, man. Stay frosty out there, guys. Because it's not going to get cheaper. Another one bites the dust. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. To my lovely patrons out there, I will have a small little write-up today of a few cards I think could be on the hit list, just so you have some advance warning. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This was MTG Mox, man. Patrons rock!